now need to add functionality to our application. So we really need to be adding 1 for every time someone taps on this button. So I'll go over to my Love Button view, and I have to add into the app, or this particular view, a variable at state var number of love is going to be an integer, which is going to start at 0. Now I'm going to add to the top of this a comment. A comment tells the person reading my code what this is being used for. It may have other communication purposes, but for now, we're just going to tell the person reading our code what this actually does. So we can immediately put this into our app, replacing love with a backslash, which is actually above return on our keyboard, open brackets, and I'll paste in my variable name. So that exact same name. Now note that it starts with a lowercase n, and for each word that is a part of this variable is a capital letter, capital O and a capital L. So it's easy to read number of loves. Now, variable names need to be very clear, so when you're reading it, you know what it's used for. So oftentimes we will need multiple words to describe what this number is. So now that we have that, we're going to go to the end of our Z stack. Now we can add this functionality wherever we like. Let's actually test this on the image itself first. So to add in a gesture for tapping, on tap gesture, and I'm gonna hit enter because it's giving me the helper there. Bring down my squiggly bracket and hit tab, which is above caps lock on your keyboard. And what it's saying is that when the person taps on this image, this code is going to run. In this case, number self dot number of loves, referring to the number of loves that's in the app itself, plus equals 1, meaning add 1 to whatever value it already equals. Resume. And I'm going to hit play on my simulator, so it's now able to interact with. So it's set to 0 by default because this is the value I gave up here. And if I tap, it adds. Now the problem here is, if I tap anywhere else on the screen, it's not actually counting them. And we expect this button to work no matter where we tap it. And that's because the tap gesture is attached to the image and image alone. So I'll cut that out and I'll show you how that looks with the text. So again, this is a part of the text. And if I tap on, I'm actually getting nothing on that one. So that one's definitely no good. So I'll cut this out and paste it onto the Z stack, which is essentially the entire button. So the Z stack contains the rectangle and the image and the text. It's the whole button. I don't see anything there, so let's hit stop and load that up again. And now no matter where I click, it starts adding. If I click off in this area, it doesn't work, which is what we expect, but back on the button, it does. Now, this section isn't working as a click. That's because it doesn't have any color inside of here. By default, the background color is clear. So technically this doesn't have anything at all there. It's completely transparent. So it only works when we tap on the heart or the frame or the rectangle. We can try and fix that by doing a dot background color dot white and giving that a white background. So now I can click anywhere on the button because this is white and therefore it is clickable. And as always, this goes back to our content view where I've created this button. I play again. And it adds up. The last thing I want to explain is how this is actually working. The word state refers to the state of the screen, the way the screen looks at any given time. So a @state variable will automatically update the screen whenever it changes. So whenever this value changes, it will update the screen as well. If we don't put state, and try that one again, we actually get an error because it's actually not allowing us to change something on the view that isn't an @state variable. Almost every time we create a SwiftUI app, we'll be calling upon state variables above the body. We consider this area above the body the brain of the application, whereas this is the body, the part that we see.